guys? I'm back with another daily video. If you haven't already done so, just click at the link in the description and subscribe to my channel. I'm coming out with daily videos every single day that I think you guys are really going to like. I came across this article today and I wanted to share with you because it was definitely eye-opening, it was definitely interesting, and it's got a lot to do with what's going on with Bitcoin, right? So today we saw some crazy volatility, broke new highs, came back down a little bit, but ultimately we're in new territory right now with Bitcoin, and I just want everybody to kind of be aware, have just not. Of course, everybody is loving Bitcoin, right? I just want you to have a good, sound head on your shoulders and make smart decisions when it comes to both short term and long term investments. So this is a really interesting article I wanted to share with you. It's titled 1987 Stock Market Crash and Bitcoin, right? So this guy starts to talk. I thought I'd share some of my stock market knowledge to help some of my fellow holders get a perspective on the CME futures that will be launching soon. If you guys didn't already know, Bitcoin is coming to the Chicago Mercantile. Man, I can't talk today. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The futures are going to be able to be traded. So if you didn't know, now you know, right? But first, let me explain a bit of history. In 1982, the CME Group launched futures on the S&P 500. What happened next? The stock market went on a spectacular run for 5 years until eventually crashed in 1987. Why does this matter for Bitcoin? Because I believe a similar story is about to unfold. This story is the fundamental story about adding leverage to a new underlying asset. Bitcoin is a relatively under-leveraged asset as compared to other financial assets. It's new, it's untainted. This is significant because of the mechanics of the market prices and the future of potential market prices. When something enters a levering stage like Bitcoin is about to, the mechanics of the market are heavily weighted to the buy side and not the sell side. Why? Because to be a seller, you must be a previous buyer, or if you're shorting, the supply comes from a previous buyer, right? That all makes sense. If it's a brand new currency, it's a brand new something on the market, right? It's a brand new thing to be traded. You need to have a lot of buyers before you can have a lot of sellers. And to his point, this may sound weird, but the potential capacity to sell is a function of those who previously bought. That makes sense, right? So this is why an early market in Bitcoin is very hard for it to consistently fall, is that there's not a lot of buyers yet built into the price. It takes years and years of accumulation and volatility to create a normalized market. When it's new, especially pre-leveraged, it's easy to bid it up. When the CME futures are added, it will likely lead to spectacular rallies, but you need to arm yourself with the knowledge that the eventual buying will plant the seeds of future capacity to panic. Okay, this is what I wanted to kind of stress, guys. The movement is coming. I think it's going to go a lot higher, but what's to come? I just want you guys to be protected and aware and not get caught up in the hysteria that's most likely going to happen. Okay, I'm definitely in agreement with this guy. Obviously he's been in the market for a long time. He's sharing his experience, or he's very good at historical data. He probably reads the charts a lot and or either remembers it himself or has studied this in the past. But he says this is what happened in 1987. The stock market had a 3-day wipeout of over 22%. It took 5 years to develop the buy side enough to create the conditions for panic. This was caused by the CME futures in 1982. Ever since 1987, there's never been a crash of similar magnitude because that initial levering stage was eventually normalized, and a healthy market now exists on both the bid and ask side. Well, why is he basically saying this? Because he wants to arm us all with expectations to keep us all sane when everything goes to shit, right? So the crash in Bitcoin will likely be of many magnitudes deadlier than the stock market, right? I am not trying to spread FUD. I'm not trying to spread fear, but we did, and even like he says in the article, we just had a 29% correction, and it was frankly less than the last 20 to 40% corrections are standard with Bitcoin. We've seen that, guys. If you've been in Bitcoin for a while, we've seen ups and we've seen downs, and man, the downs can be pretty scary if you guys don't know where support is, when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, right? It can get scary, especially when selling is as volatile as it's been. We saw that with the price recently, so just stick with me, right? So when we have the futures levered crash, it'll likely be 50 to 60%. Now, I don't know if that's going to be true, but that's his prediction. This will be hard on your psychological commitment. Prices do funny things to people's perception, just like how BCH rose and now suddenly everyone thinks it's a BTC contender. Nothing's changed. Price was pumped up and psychologically affected. So first thing, prepare for that eventual crash. I suspect it'll take 1 to 3 years to create the conditions for extreme sell side due to leveraging. The sell will start and accelerate, hit stop losses and margin calls, which is the mechanical selling. Mechanical selling before selling will cascade and create a feedback loop where more margin calls are hit, more stop losses, etc., until most of all profits of the last year or two are wiped completely. So combined with the emotional panic caused by extreme falling prices, it will make people think Bitcoin isn't real and abandon it, right? So this is what he's trying to avoid. Guys, this is a really long post. I'm going to link to it in the description. You can read it for yourself. But he's basically saying to protect yourself, right? Be smart about your investments. And like what I just talked about earlier, no one to buy, no one to sell, and no one to hold, right? Things are going to get crazy, and chances are we're probably going to we're going to see big sell-offs, especially if these prices go as high as we think they could, right? So he's actually saying when CME futures launch, you'll be able to go online, see what people expect BTC to be in 6 months. What if it says it's going to be $25,000? We don't know, right? So he's saying the number one thing he'll be watching for when I get ready for this is everyone here will be wealthy. Think about it. You're all first movers, way early in the adoption curve. You may feel behind, but you aren't. There's a handful that are already wealthy, and they're true innovators. But it's when the people that are on this subreddit get rich, like actually wealthy, I'll start paying attention for extreme euphoric move. That extreme move upwards will cause a society FOMO, fear of missing out. You'll feel it. You'll see it around you. You may not sell everything as dangerous to ever sell BTC, but I'll lighten. The best example of how frenzy looks is just what happened to BCH. 590 to 2800 in a few days. That's like Bitcoin moving to 45,000 by Saturday. That would feel fucking crazy. Now, I'm watching for that style of velocity. Maybe it's not as short term, but something that builds over 3 to 6 months. Then I wait for disaster to strike. A lot to take in. Really interesting perspective. I'm actually in agreement with this. I think that he's right on point, especially with, like I said, with the swings that we've been seeing as of late and over the course of the entire Bitcoin just lifespan. Right, we've seen this happen a bunch of times. If you were watching how it's been acting during its life, right? So I think this is normal. I think this guy is right on point, and I think this actually is going to happen. I know a lot of people that really got scared in the last couple of days that started selling their Bitcoin because they were afraid that Bitcoin Cash was actually going to become the new Bitcoin, and they got really hurt. They lost a lot of money. You can't panic in situations like that. So I think this is a really good piece. Like I said, I'm going to link to it in the description if you guys want to check it out, read it again. But yeah, that's kind of my piece for today. And just as a quick day 29 update, what I'm going to do is I actually have $1,100 in my lending wallet in BitConnect. If you don't know what BitConnect is, there's going to be links in the description below. After you hit subscribe and like and leave me a comment, if you don't know what this is, definitely ask the questions. I'll be more than happy to explain it to you. But essentially, if I click on transaction and lending wallet, you can see that all my profits are coming in twice a day because I have 2 different lenses going on. So basically, I'm making a percentage on my money every single day. It's averaging about 1% a day for both of my loans. So my $5,000 loan actually got 2% today. So that was $100. And my $1,000 loan today also got 2%. So that was an extra $20. So today made about $129, $130, which is nice. That's not every day. So you can see yesterday was a little bit lower. So on the $40 side, right? But we have some high days, we have some low days. This is profit every single day. This is my second loan, and this is my initial loan. But you can see all these profits every single day. And what I'm doing is I'm waiting for this money to compound, and then I'm reinvesting it to compound it even more. So I'm going to make another lend tonight because I have 1,100, so I can get into that second tier, and I can get an additional 0.10 on every single 0.10 additional percentage points every single day on top of the normal volatility. And basically, what we're doing is we're lending our money out so that it can be traded, and we make a daily money based on the volatility of Bitcoin, right? So I'm going to transfer this over to my BitConnect wallet, and I have actually 1,153. So I'm going to put all of that. I'm going to transfer it to my BitConnect wallet. I'll hit confirm. So success there. Cool. So now this is in my BitConnect wallet, and I'm actually going to lend it. I'm going to make a new lend. So I'm going to go here to lend BitConnect. And I'm going to go to 1,150, I believe it was. Read the terms and pay from BitConnect wallet. Cool. So now my money is going to actually be released after 239 days, but I can take out those daily profits every single day. So basically what you're doing is you're investing your money for a certain period of days, and after that your money gets released back to you, but you're making daily percentage on that money on the lend, and you can take that out every single day. So if you want to learn more about that, like I said, click the links in the description. There's going to be more information there. And guys, that's it. I will see you in tomorrow's video once this is done. Actually, yep, I got to confirm. So cool. I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything. Just leave me a comment. I'll respond. All right, see you guys tomorrow.